Hello, this is Rachel live from Kalkine Studios in Sydney, and you're watching the early trades. Now, Australian shares are trading lower today, just after 30 minutes of the opening bell. The S&P ASX 200 opened lower, dropping 0.53%. The bottom performing stocks in this index are Beach Energy, down 7.08%, and ResMed, their shares are down 3.84% so far this morning. Over the last 5 days, the index has gained 0.26%, but it's down 3.21% for the last year to date. Looking to newsmakers for the day, and Lifestyle Communities reported an 83.4% jump in revenues in the first half of financial year 2022, with earnings before tax of $40 million, up 87.8%. Net profit after tax rose 95% to $27.5 million. They will pay 26.4 cents earnings per share, up from 13.5 cents the year before, with an interim dividend per share of 4.5 cents, also up from 3 cents the previous year. Their gearing increased to 40.9%. Australia's newest low-cost airline, called Bonza, will base itself on the Sunshine Coast with an ancillary aircraft base at Melbourne Airport when it launches flights mid-year on 20 routes not currently serviced by the major carriers. Founded by former Virgin Blue executive Tim Jordan, the budget carrier will forego the lucrative Golden Triangle routes between Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne for the underserved leisure locations in the hopes of stimulating new demand. The routes are mostly from regional centres such as Mildura and Albury to key tourist destinations in North Queensland, flying 2 to 4 times a week. And SEEK has declared its highest dividend in 3 years following a strong jump in sales and profit during the first half of the 2022 financial year. SEEK's sales revenue from continuing operations rose 59% to $517.2 million, while reported profit from continuing operations was up 152% to $126.7 million. Total reported profit rose 32% to $88.1 million, and SEEK declared an interim dividend of 23 cents a share. That's its best dividend in 3 years. It said it expected full-year revenue to be in the range of $1.05 billion to $1.10 billion. BHP is upbeat about the outlook for the Chinese economy, saying the headwinds that buffeted the company's biggest customer over the past 6 months, such as electricity shortages, were expected to ease in the year ahead. The company's strong profit result was driven by ongoing strength in BHP's most important business, iron ore, but also record prices for coking coal and very strong prices for copper. Australian electric vehicle charging company JetCharge will look to triple its workforce over the next couple of years after securing $25 million in fresh funding to prepare for an expected rapid rise of zero-emission vehicles. The Melbourne-based company, which specialises in the deployment of smart chargers that are integrated into the broader electricity grid, can access cheaper power from the retailers. In 2020, raised $4.5 million to help it grow to around 100 employees. With demand for EVs set to explode by 2030, JetCharge says it's finished a second round of funding that it would use to position itself to be ready to meet the wave of orders. And property group Dexus increased net profit after tax by 82% in the half year 2022 to $803.2 million, but cut distribution by 2.8% to 28 cents per security due to lower trading profits of $21.6 million in the half year 2022. Its gearing of 31.1% is at the lower end of the 30% to 40% target range. Dexus reported $1.6 billion of cash and undrawn debt. It's raised $1.3 billion of new equity across its funds management business, secured development pre-commitments and completed industrial development leasing. Rent collections accounted for 97.9%. And Elmo Software reported group annualized recurring revenue at the end of the first half of $98.3 million after upgrading its full-year guidance previously to $107 million to $113 million. Elmo reported a net loss of $17.5 million, widening from $10.9 million including equity-based expenses or otherwise a net loss of $40.3 million, widening from $12.4 million, with no dividend declared. That's all from me for now. That's the end of Early Trade. Stay tuned to Kalkine TV. We've got many more shows lined up for you with updates across the economy, markets and sectors. This is Rachel signing off for now.